you son of a bitch. Cause Pawn's drunk loves ya.
Yeah, you already know this is Pawn's drunk boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself, aka El Adobo, aka El Sazón, aka El Borracho, aka El Café Bustelo, aka El Pastor de Boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this side of heaven. God bless you all. Ladies and gentlemen, fight week, fight week, fight week. We got Dillian White back in the ring versus Moses. Moses, not Moses from the Bible, but Moses. Moses, phenom in the heavyweight division. Might be the last rodeo for Dillian White. Might be the last rodeo of Dillian White if he doesn't come with a victory, in which I believe a lot of people feel that Moses is going to win. Now, you know, I've done enough videos in the past 24 hours, so I know the notification have not been sent, but y'all could catch the playback. Joaquin in the building. What's good, man? So we're just going to be chopping it up in things of you know, what's the news of this week. Of course, boxing has been a slow week in this side of the pond. No Shakur, no T.O., no Haney, no Tank, no Roach, no, you know, but this week could have been one of the most interesting week in the sport of boxing of this year. I'm not saying that this year has been a bad year. I don't think this year for me has been overwhelming yet. Maybe things I don't even see if there's, you know, the schedule that of course, we got the Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence, but Crawford is going to be talking a little bit more in depth about that technical wise. But then after that, then we got the November date, I believe so. November 22nd, I believe that's where Devin Haney going to be fighting Brian Oman Jr. That's where we're going to see David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde. We're going to see Berturbiev back in the ring. We're going to see Abdullah Mason back in the ring and stuff like that. But still, it's not an overwhelming. It's a great card, but it's not an overwhelming matchups. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though that Devin Haney and Brian Oman Jr. is a good fight, it's not a fight that we've been climbing for or asking for, right? I think that this is more speaks of Devin Haney daring to be great. After his underwhelming performance, but victory versus Jose Ramirez March 2nd in Times Square, in which that's one of the worst cards, not one of the worst cards, but the worst events that transpired. I think it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. I think that was the way that it was executed. That event was not great. Now, you think about putting Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney and a Teofimo Lopez card in the same card, right? You could think that, damn, that will sell out any arena in terms of New York, Vegas, Cali, Texas, right? So I think that Turki Alalshikh, you know what I'm saying? Look, Turki Alalshikh has done a great job for the most part, but I think in certain things, he lets his ego get in the way. You know, he has an imagination, and he's willing to put all the money and invest in that imagination. And sometimes it just doesn't work. You know, sometimes you may have a good idea. It's almost like in music. You know, I hear music artists where, you know, they hear a beat or they write a lyric and they think that's going to be the best song in that, you know, in their album. And then the executive picks another song because that's not the song that's really that's not the song that's gonna click, but in your mind, that's your favorite song. That's your imagination. Yo, if I write this song or if I do this thing, it's gonna be perfect. But it's not. I think not only did Turki Alalshikh drop the ball, but the fighters in that weekend dropped the ball. You know, Canelo Alvarez versus William Scott. Who the hell wanted to see that fight? And look at the way that performance happened. I rather would have saw Canelo Alvarez versus Jake Paul. Jackie Hernandez, la reina del boxeo in the building. Jackie, dímelo, Jackie. But this week, it could have been an incredible week. We could have seen Devin Haney going at T.O., T.O. going at Devin, Bill going at T.O. Sr., T.O. Sr. going at Bill Haney. It would have been highly entertaining this week. It's a fight that we've been talking about for a long time. Teofimo Lopez versus Devin the Dream Haney is a fight that we've been talking about for a long time. If there's any fight that has marinated longer, right, of this young generation, it's been Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. Just think about it. Yeah, think about it. Teofimo Lopez beat Vasily Lomachenko 2020. That's 5 years ago. 5 years ago. 5 years ago during the pandemic. And Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez was going at it before that. They was going at it before. They was going at each other like a 2018, 2019. Think about it. Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez has been more marinated than a Bud Crawford or Earl the True Spence. You know what I'm saying? Because even when Bud Crawford, when he did his thing in the 140-pound division, he didn't call out Earl Spence. He actually called out Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia. You know, he was calling out Keith and Tom Thurman. If you look back in the post-fight interview in his last fight in the 140-pound division, he was talking about Keith Thurman, right? And then in 2018, and then it was then when they met each other, then when Keith Thurman started getting injured, we're going to be talking about Keith and Tom Thurman versus Sebastian Fundora, you know, verbal agreement for October 18th. I'm going to be talking about that potential matchup, but let's finish with this Teo and Devin Haney. Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez, one of the most marinated and build-up fights, especially in this community, right? We've seen them going back and forth. We've seen the fathers go back and forth, especially on my channel, Punch Wrong Boxing. We see them going back and forth, right? And I've argued, I've debated, not only with other channels, not other fans, Twitter, social media, on panels. I've debated this with the Haneys themselves, with Bill themselves for years. For years. Hey, yo, you missed the meeting with Bob. Hey, yo, where's the $4 million? Hey, but yo, Top Rank gave you that 2.8 or $2.4 million contract. You say y'all wanted to get the Turki Alalshikh money. Then I went to the boxing. We debated here. We debated in the Boxing Voice. We debated in Rap Boxing Knowledge. We debated in every platform. We debated in every platform. Channels going at one another. We started hating each other. We became enemies over these things. Fallouts, disrespect. And then it managed to be in the right time, right place, right money. I'm not going to say right place because I believe that Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez would have happened out there in Saudi Arabia. And that would have been whack though in that part. So I'm not going to say the right time, but not the right place, because we wanted that type of fight right here, right? In Vegas and New York. So if Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez was going to fight, just think about it. He was going to fight in this Dillian White card as well. Was not going to be here. But anyway, we was all going to see the fight anyway. The buildup. The money was respectable. The situation was respectable. Teofimo Lopez just came off an incredible win, a great win versus Barbosa in Times Square. Devin Haney came off a win, underwhelming, but came off a win, did what he needed to do. Ryan Garcia lost, Boots Ennis, ducked Teofimo Lopez. So the fight that we've been talking about the most, right? Look, I wanted Teofimo Lopez versus Boots Ennis. Boots Ennis did his thing versus Stanionis. Would have been the opportunity of Teofimo Lopez to move up to the 147-pound division and have an opportunity to become a three-division lineal champion. And the reason why I have to talk about this, the reason why it's hard for me to let it go and for me to still have a little bit of frustration about it, because year after year, month after month, days after days, I look at Teofimo Lopez and I've always promoted that he is the captain of the generation, the commander-in-chief. The captain of the generation, the commander-in-chief. The guy that's going to set the tone, the takeover. Invested in the takeover, invested in taking over and being the best of this generation. He'll fight anybody, any place, anytime. Of this generation, I always had that Teofimo Lopez was going to be the leader of the new school. And he did his thing versus Vasily Lomachenko. Did his thing versus John Taylor. Yeah, hiccup versus George Kambosa, but he got back into his mojo, got back on the horse, and beat John Taylor, who was a pound for pound fighter, who was a undisputed fighter. If it wasn't for the politics of the sport of boxing and John Taylor vacated his belt, and Vasily Lomachenko, like we say 100 times, if it wasn't for the WBC franchise, we'll be the whole world of boxing will be recognizing. It will be written in the record books that Teofimo Lopez was the first two-division undisputed world champion by the age of 25. That's how we glamour Bud Crawford that's going to be facing Canelo Alvarez September 13th. It was supposed to be Tio. It was supposed to be Tio. Even with the hiccup with George Cambosa, he still managed to get right back on his horse. But when we're talking about this, as much that, yes, he did beat Loma and he beat Josh Taylor. Yeah, at the end of the day, those wasn't the names that were forever going to be linked to him. The names that's always going to be linked to Teofimo Lopez is those names of his generation. The same goes for the other ones. Devin Haney is going to have to hear the name Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson. Teofimo Lopez is going to hear the Haneys, the Ryans, the Shakur Stevenson, the Tank. Tank is going to hear the names. Every time Tank has a fight, those names come up. Every time Shakur Stevenson fights, those names come up. Every time Teofimo Lopez fights, those names come up. Every time Devin Haney fights, those names come up because those were supposed to be and promoted as the four kings, the Fab Five. Shakur Stevenson was in the super featherweight division, so it was mostly the Ryans, the Tio, the Tank, and and Devin. But Shakur Stevenson managed to get into the 135 and managed to get into the conversation. So I call it the Fab Five. It's like the Wilfred Benitez, like we talk about Roberto Duran, Hagler, Hearns, Leonard, right? But then when we add Wilfred Benitez in it, same thing as Tio, Tank, Devin, Ryan, and Shakur. This was the perfect time. I believe where boxing is at right now, especially in America, where Gervonta Tank Davis is not going to be fighting, right? He was dealing with legal issues and the domestic violence charges has been dropped. So good for Gervonta Tank Davis. I thought it was BS anyway. I'm not gonna say that I know what's going on, but I just felt like, it was BS anyway. And remember back then, or was it like last year, a couple of years ago, we seen that woman lied that no, he didn't do this, and she put doodle on his toothbrush or whatever, right? So Shakur Stevenson just finished fighting William Cepeda. But that wasn't Shakur Stevenson beating William Cepeda is not the type of victory of this generation that's going to get him into the face. Oh, he's the best. He's going to be pound for pound number one. Yo, he did something incredible, right? We've seen Ryan Garcia lose to Rolly Romero. So Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez of this young generation, the most accomplished fighters of this young generation is Teofimo Lopez and Devin the Dream Haney. Devin Haney, recognized as the youngest lightweight, undisputed, right? 2-division world champion, moved up to the 140-pound division and beat Regis Prograis, a respectable champion at that time as well, right? Got his hiccup of Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia tested for Osterin. He got his O back. So it will be Teofimo Lopez versus an undefeated fighter and Devin the Dream Haney. Not in the eye, of course. We still feel like he did get that little blemish with Ryan Garcia. We're never going to forget about that. There's people out there that believe that it was Osterin. There's a lot of people out there that believe that it was skills that pay the bills. But this has been the marinated fight. The whole world in the sport and the casuals, the culture outside of it, the hip hop culture, and the culture in boxing, all eyes would have been on Teofimo Lopez versus Devin Haney. All eyes, especially in American boxing, where American boxing stands. Like there's no American network that's investing in the sport of boxing. This generation right now, because at least we've seen Devin and Ryan. We seen Tank and Ryan. We seen Ryan. Let's say Ryan is the guy that's actually fighting the guys of this generation that we've been linking up with, right? He's 1-1. Well, 0-2. Well, 1-0, but you know what I'm trying to say. Teofimo Lopez, as much as he's been an accomplished fighter and his resume is up to par. Wrong in the building. Dímelo, wrong. Say I'm okay with not taking the fight under the new terms they wanted to give him. We get that, and that's understandable. That's highly understandable, right? So Devin Haney, so Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, the two most accomplished fighters of this generation, and I'm not trying to downplay Bam Rodriguez. Bam Rodriguez is one of the most accomplished fighters as well, and Daniel Dubois just lost, but he's also young. We got David Benavidez. That's he got a good resume, but accomplishment is not up to par as the Teofimo Lopez, two-time lineal champion, as Devin Haney, undisputed and stuff like that, right? Teofimo Lopez would have fought Devin Haney. He would have been the favorite because, as we all saw how Devin Haney performed, a lot of people still feel that Devin Haney mentally is not 100%. The whole world would have been watching. We've seen Gervonta Tank Davis have his little hiccup with Lamar Roach, so the aura of Gervonta Tank Davis is not even there anymore, right? The aura of Gervonta Tank Davis not there no more. Lamar Roach really exposed Gervonta Tank Davis. If Teofimo Lopez would have fought Devin the Dream Haney and beat Devin Haney this week, August 16th, and let's say he would have beat him like Ryan Garcia did, hands down and by far, Teofimo Lopez will be the face of American boxing. I believe so. Now, of course, we got Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Bud Crawford. Right now, the face of American boxing is Terrence Bud Crawford. But Terrence Bud Crawford is on his way out. Teofimo Lopez just turned 28 years old. Of this generation, if Teofimo Lopez would have been, and look, Virgil Ortiz is up there, boots, but Teofimo Lopez have the accomplishment, have the notoriety, has the credential. He's not the passing of the eye test. He's already the it factor. He's highly proven. The best resume of this generation. If Teofimo Lopez would have beaten Devin the Dream Haney, even though that he already had the best resume, but there was questions about it because there was still question about Teofimo Lopez because people feel like he performs in a roller coaster seesaw. He performs very, very well. He performs to the level of his competition and things of that nature. So people feel like they don't know which Teofimo Lopez is going to show up. But I believe that people understand when the lights is bright. What's good, Jazz? What's good? When the lights are bright, Teo should have taken the Haney fight. Yeah, when the lights are bright, we all know that Teofimo Lopez shows up. When his back is against the wall, when nobody believes what he's going to do, he shows up. He shows up in a big way. There's levels. He's a pound for pound, highly talented fighter. Great twitch muscle, great speed, power, IQ. He showed it in the biggest stage, in the biggest fights. It's the reason why he's a two-time lineal. Teofimo Lopez, hands down, would have been the face of American boxing. And also, if he would have beaten Devin the Dream Haney, and let's say the $8 million, and I understand that Teofimo Lopez was supposed to get $11 million in the second fight. In the sport of boxing, every great fighter always have a problem with promoters or the powers that be. Just like Floyd Mayweather did, Oscar De La Hoya did, Canelo Alvarez did. You know what I'm saying? Andre Ward and Mikey Garcia. They all have, look at even Bud Crawford had a problem with Top Rank that didn't deliver the fights and stuff like that. Everybody always have something to say. We see Mike Tyson almost hit Don King in an interview. In a live interview. It's always going to be when you in that type of fighter, it's not going to be an easy road for greatness. It's not going to be an easy road for greatness. If Teofimo Lopez would have took that $8 million, right? Beat Devin the Dream Haney, that $8 million, in my opinion, because of the magnitude of the fight, the magnitude of the matchup, and how still Turki Alalshikh forgave Teofimo Lopez and was still willing to do business, give him a fight after the little fallout, because of course the frustration of Teofimo Lopez not getting the $11 million versus the Jerome Bruce Ennis and things of that nature. Teofimo Lopez would have beaten Devin the Dream Haney. He would be the face of American boxing. And that $8 million probably would have turned into $20 million. Because then what was supposed to be next after that? February 2026. Right? Then probably he would have got the Ryan Garcia fight. Maybe he would have got another bigger fight. But then he would have been probably the poster boy to Turki Alalshikh after, because, well, outside of Canelo Alvarez, but how many big matches does Canelo Alvarez got left? How many real big matches the Canelo Alvarez? Because to be honest, even the early, even the Terrence Book Crawford fight, it's not the mega matchup. Big fight, big event, but it's not the mega matchup. David Benavidez is going to be fighting Anthony Yard. Like, nobody right now is going. No, okay, Bud Crawford beating Canelo Alvarez, that would be a significant win. But I think that even if Bud Crawford beats Canelo Alvarez, he will retire. If Bud beats Canelo, he would retire. He nothing left to do. So it still would have fall to this generation. Tio would have been the guy, the spearhead. The takeover would have come truly through fruition. Did Teofimo Lopez acted like the takeover? Because, and I think that's what's missing. I'm not missing. That's what was missed in that potential Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez potential showdown. The opportunity was on the table. The opportunity was there. Your job is what you've been promoting is your name. Your job is to take over. Take over. We'll deal with the other shit later on. $8 million is still $8 million. $8 million is still $8 million. Now, of course, there's gonna be people out there. Well, yo, but they got to be principled, and that's how I understand. This is just my opinion. They got to be principled that if you sign a term, right, and you sign a 3-fight deal, that you will want both parties to abide by it. He said, why Tio don't handle business at 140? All the smoke with any of the current champions. Of course, I think all those are good fights. Tio versus Richardson Hitchens, Tio versus Gary Antoine Russell, Teofimo Lopez versus Matias. But by making this decision, also had a fallout with Turki Alalshikh. Also, Top Rank don't have a network deal. So what's going on? Now, hopefully things are happening behind the scenes. Hopefully the things are secure. But put it this way, Teofimo Lopez tweeted to Shakur Stevenson, right, that if you want to fight in January, that means that we're not going to see Teofimo Lopez this year. That means that we're not going to see Shakur Stevenson this year because Teofimo Lopez tweeted January. So we're looking at 2026 now. Jackie Hernandez said it right. He lost all his momentum by not taking that fight. He lost all the momentum by not taking the fight. He lost the momentum of a lot of the respect of the boxing fans. He lost the momentum even with his own fans. He lost his momentum with the supporters. He lost his momentum with the business handlers. He messed up the momentum with Top Rank, with Turkey, with the fans, with everybody. With everybody. You know, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Like I'm a TO guy, but even I already am humbled by now. I can't say nothing. I can't say the captain of the generation, the commander in chief. I can't anymore because the actions. I can't say it no more. I want to believe it. I believe it, but it wouldn't transition. It wouldn't make sense no more. I can't say you wouldn't have fight anybody, any place, anytime. I can't say, hey, yo, you ain't ducking nobody. You wouldn't have fight anybody. I can't say that. I cannot say that. It's like you stripped the cape. The cape. I got no more cape. No one wants to see Haney. People want to see that matchup. Stop playing around. He said Haney was the biggest joke in boxing, but now got the respect. Yes, and yes. Clever. He said Haney was the biggest joke in boxing, but now got his respect and momentum back due to T.O. ducking. That's a factual statement, in my opinion. That's a logical statement. That's a logical statement. a matter of fact, if Devin Haney, that's going to be fighting Brian Norman Jr. in November, beats Brian Norman Jr., then he becomes a 3-division world champion. Daring to be great. I'm going to tell you like this, folks. If Devin Haney beats Brian Norman Jr., that takeover nickname, it will look like it belongs to Devin Haney. That's the perception. That's what it is. If Devin Haney beats Brian Norman Jr., Devin Haney has stripped the nickname of Teofimo Lopez. Can anybody argue that? Fight Fury Films in the building with the $10 super chatty. He said if Teofimo would have beaten Haney, he would be uncrowned face of boxing, but still sidelined due to him being a wild card. Uncrowned. You don't think so? I'm thinking that Teofimo Lopez beat Devin the Dream Haney. He'll be the face of American boxing. Maybe not the entire boxing, but of this generation, it will be hands down. I don't think it will be a debate. Of course, they're gonna bring what about Shakur Stevenson? But at least Teofimo Lopez could actually say, I was about to fight Boots, so it's not Boots. See, people not looking at Boots like that no more. I don't even think I'm gonna waste my Saturday to look at Boots' next fight. I'm not into that tune-up. I'm not into that Lima, whatever. I don't even know who Lima is. So see, Teofimo Lopez would have taken the Devin Haney fight. But the reason why I took the Devin Haney fight, it was because Boots Ennis and the whole world of boxing know that you dug Teofimo Lopez. So he would have looked like the Debo. He would have looked like the takeover. He would have looked like the most accomplished fighter. He would have been the face of boxing. He lost momentum for no real reason. I'm not going to say he doesn't have a reason. I'm not going to say that he can't be frustrated. Like, yo, come on, man. We signed a 3-fight deal. I'm supposed to get $11 million. Come on, man. $8 million. Just take the $8 million, mother. Just Teofimo Lopez, take this $8 million, all right? Take the 8. It's 8, motherfucker. Who the hell? If it wasn't for me, what do you think you'd be making? Talk to me. If it wasn't for me, how much you think you'd be making? You think I'm giving you $8 million because this is what you generate? Talk to me, motherfucker. Maybe that's why the name is dictator. But Turki Alalshikh could say that to all of them. Turki Alalshikh could say that to everyone. If it wasn't for me, how much time? Wait a minute. You just got a contract from Top Rank to fight Subriel Matias for $2.8 million. 2.8. How many fights and how many years you think it would take you to get $8 million? Based on your market value. Talk to me, motherfucker. How many fights do you think? If you was getting paid $2.8 million to fight Subriel Matias, how many fights you think it would take you to make $8 million, motherfucker? Turki Alalshikh could say that. He could say that to anybody. The reason why I was frustrated also with the Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford, right? Because what's the fight that we all wanted to see? What's the fight that we all wanted to see? We wanted to see Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez. Am I right? That's the fight that we all wanted to see. That's the fight that we've been asking for. That's the #1 fight in the sport of boxing. That was supposed to be the stadium fight. Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez. That's supposed to be the fight in the Legion Stadium, in the Raiders Stadium in Las Vegas. But when Turki Alalshikh gives Canelo Alvarez a option, let's not forget that Canelo Alvarez was signed and ready to fight who? Jake Paul. You know why? Because I said what I said before. Canelo Alvarez had no more opponent. His back was against the wall. It's either you truly fight. If you want to stay in the sport of boxing, if you still want to be serious in the sport of boxing, you will have to face David Benavidez, or people will shame you to fight Bivol and get that L back from Bivol. There was really nowhere to go. Canelo Alvarez was ready to fight Jake Paul, but Turki Alalshikh gave Canelo Alvarez an option, and Turki should have never given Canelo an option. Turki would have just showed the money and say, I want you to fight David Benavidez. That is it. Do you want to make $200 million, Canelo? You're the money man. You're the king, motherfucker. $200 million. David Benavidez just said in the interview before, months ago, that he will fight Canelo Alvarez for $5 million. So that would have been easy. But you give him an option. And if you're going to give Canelo Alvarez options, the more options you give Canelo Alvarez, the more he could avoid David Benavidez. All right, then let's say Canelo Alvarez would have fought Jake Paul, and Canelo Alvarez beat the crap out of Jake Paul. What would be next for Canelo Alvarez? Either he retires, he let go of the belts. What will be next? What will be next? He will be forced to fight somebody, to the point where the boxing fan, now the boxing fan put a halt on looking at Canelo Alvarez and what he really was supposed, what the fans really wanted him to do. Now we got to talk about this Bud Crawford and Canelo. Turki Alalshikh gave an out to Canelo and Bud Crawford, because I believe that Bud Crawford, like he said when he beat Earl the True Spence, that this is the Bud Crawford era. So if this was the Bud Crawford era, there was going to be something more that Bud Crawford, he was not going to retire. There was going to be more. But Turki Alalshikh gave him an option. But now we see, why would you give him Canelo when you saw how he performed versus Majamov? Turki Alalshikh should have been like, wait a minute. What about you and Virgil Ortiz? I think now that we could have seen Boots and Bud Crawford, even though that I see that Bud Crawford, that Boots be ducking. But if Boots wanted to become at 154 and Bud was still at 154, and Turki already was looking at Boots, then he probably would have gave way more money to Boots and Crawford, and they would have fought. And it would have been realistic. And it would have been something that we was asking for, at least. The question is, did Teo made the biggest mistake of his career avoiding Haney? Because avoiding Haney is just not avoiding Haney. It's also avoiding the most money that he was going to get. He avoided the most accomplished fighter that he could have fought of his generation. I'm not talking about Lomachenko. He was accomplished, and Josh Taylor. But the fighters that he's been linked up with of this generation, he would have taken them out. Fight Fury Films, Call of the Pasa, me dice. Turki and now Teo makes no sense if he's considering and making super fights. I agree 100%. And that's why I even went to the Boxing Voice and say, stop, y'all motherfuckers need to stop kissing his licking his Turki Alalshikh's chancletas, because his job is not to have an ego. Turki Alalshikh's job is not to have an ego. His job was to make boxing great again. His job is to give us the fight that we want to see. His job is not to be like, I don't want to do business with him and that. I don't want to do nothing. I'm not going to put no David Benavidez in the ball. I'm not going to put Usyk versus Joseph Parker. I'm not going to put Devin Haney. I'm Teofimo Lopez versus Richardson Hitchens. I'm not going to put Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur. No, motherfucker. You work for me. That's the point that we are missing in the sport of boxing. Y'all think that y'all work for Turki. Turki works for us. We're missing the point. You guys have been glamoring this man. People in this community is glamoring. They want to lick his toenails. They want to pop his ass pimples. They want to pluck his pubic hairs. We were supposed to say, no, Turkey, what the gay? Were you pushing this Canelo Bud Crawford to our face? Get out of here with this shit. Well, all that money you got, you come over here and give us that. We want Al Heyman back. Get out of here, Turkey. Get the hell out of here. Al Heyman, where are you? We want you back. That was supposed to be the energy. That was supposed to be the energy. All you people, all you channels, they got the ear of Turki Alalshikh. He's listening to y'all. Y'all was supposed to be pushing David. No, Turkey, do you understand that we don't want this Bud Crawford and Canelo? We don't want that fucking mismatch. That's not what we want. How about you give Bud Crawford to Virgil Ortiz, Bud Crawford to Booz, Bud Crawford to Charlo, and just give us Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez. The whole boxing media should have been, boo, got the hell out of here. Like Canelo Alvarez told the Mr. Andre Turki Alalshikh. Got the hell, go back to Saudi Arabia. He said, look at Walter. That's what it is. They make it like with them. He said, you're just mad because he put your boy on ice. No, he put you on ice, Walter. He put the whole boxing world on ice, Walter, because he's giving you Canelo and Bud, something that you don't want, something you never asked for, so he's putting us on ice. Now we got to wait. What's next for Canelo if he beats Bud Crawford? Are we ever going to get the David Benavidez fight? He's putting you on ice because you want to see a Teo and a Richardson Hitchens. You want to see a Teo versus Boots. You want to see a Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia too. He's putting us on ice. Every time somebody want to come out here and make it about me. Why y'all make it about me? Make it about us, the boxing fans. Make it about the sport. Every time I say something, they gotta be a corny mother effer coming to my path. But it's because your boy is iced out. You iced out as a fan, bro. He's icing your ass out. You rather argue why Teo is not fighting rather than argue, damn, man, just put the fight, man. Just give us a call, man. If they talking, yo, Turkey, give us a call. Give him Richardson Hitchens. He's icing out Richardson Hitchens. I will not do the business with you unless that you signed with Eddie Hearn. So get that fuck Richardson Hitchens and Chocolate to get the hell out of here. I only like one chocolate, and his name is Bud Crawford. Richardson Hitchens, you're not the chocolate thunder, but it's a chocolate thunder. You go back to Eddie Hearn. We do no business with you. I only want one chocolate. I got Snickers. I don't want Twix. Get that fuck out of here. Go back to Eddie Hearn. Then you come back to my office. It's only one chocolate thunder I like. It's only one chocolate thunder that I want to hold my hands with, and that is Bud Crawford, my little chocolate thunder. yeah, Chivo. I don't need no snake. I don't need no crunch. I don't need no Milky Way. I don't need no Butterfingers. I got my chocolate thunder. Hitchens, get the hell. You're darker than butter. I don't know who's darker. You're butter, but you're get the fuck. Nah, Walter, because you see the energy. But you want to come and say something, it's about you, and it's because your boy is iced out. It's because your boy is iced out. No, let's talk about the fights that we want to see. Hey, yo, this is the sport of boxing. There's always gonna be fighters that's gonna be having their wars with the powers that be. We've seen it with everybody. We've seen Chris Eubank Jr. flaming Frank Warren, flaming Eddie Hearn. That ain't stop Eddie Hearn and making Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. You seen Jake Paul. Matter of fact, put it this way. Eddie Hearn is been suing Jake Paul. There's been a lawsuit on the table for a whole year. Disrespect. He still did business to bring us David Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. And that's what I'm saying, that if Turki Alalshikh wants to be in the sport of boxing, he got to grow some tough skin, thick skin. Stop being a little bitch. Stop being a little bitch. He said something about my religion and my religion and my country. I do not. Shut the fuck up. Ryan Garcia said the craziest shit, and you still put him on Times Square main event when Ryan Garcia went on Twitter Space and said that every Muslim is a pedo. So stop it, Turki. Stop being a little ass bitch. And how about you other media folks say, yo, Turki, stop being a little ass bitch. Stop being, even when you want to say, even when you be like, hey, yo, Turki, yo, look at Turki holding hands. And then y'all be like, you don't stop it, punch, it's because it's just culture. It's just culture. Where is my culture to have a freedom of speech? Is my culture to have a freedom of speech? That's what I heard. That's what I heard. This is the crazy shit that I heard on the Boxing Voice, though. Me and Ness was debating. He doesn't though. He doesn't have to put on the fights. It's his money. He doesn't have to. No. Get the fuck out of the sport of boxing. Vete pa la mierda, pues. He doesn't have to put up the fight because it's his money. Ay, mira. But when Al Heyman doesn't want to put the fight that you asking for, Al Heyman ain't shit. Al Heyman is garbage. Al Heyman is this. If Top Rank don't put the fight, if Eddie Hearn don't put the fight, we flame Eddie Hearn. We flame Oscar De La Hoya. We flame Bob Arum. We flame Al Heyman. Oh, but because Turki Alalshikh, y'all come with the pitiful excuse to say, oh, it's his money. He could do whatever he want to do. Why that shit don't line up? I never heard that phrase in the sport of boxing until Turki Alalshikh came around. Because y'all motherfucking scared to hold this dude with smelly chancletas accountable. I never heard that term in boxing, bro. Never. Now all of a sudden we're hearing, oh, that's his money. He could do whatever he want to do with it. Now y'all babysitting, y'all bodyguards, y'all agents now to Turki Alalshikh. Hey, yo, punch, stop it. It's his money. He can do whatever he want to do with it. Nobody said that about Al Heyman. It's his money. He could do whatever he want to do with it. Nobody said that about Bob Arum. It's Bob Arum's budget that ESPN gave Bob Arum a budget. It's his money. He does whatever he want to do with it. Come on, man. That's why I'm gonna say, you know why they do whatever they want to do. And what is Turki? An investor? Turki Alalshikh came to us. My brother Turki Alalshikh said that he wants to make boxing great again. He wants boxing to be like the past. He want to put up the great fights. That's it. That's your job. Your job is not to have friends. Look what he said about Canelo Alvarez. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you respect me or not. Your job is to put the best fights, and that's it. I don't want to hear it. Your job is not to come here and put the fights that your imagination fights. That's not your job. And people gave him a pass. You think Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou is a fight that we all wanted to see? We begging for Tyson Fury and AJ, Tyson Fury and Usyk, AJ and Wilder, Usyk and we not Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury in the height of Tyson Fury's career, and we want to see the undisputed. We got the undisputed, but look how that shit happened. Turki did more for boxing in a few years than all these promoters put together. Then tell me how. Tell me how. Tell me how. Tell me how. There he go, licking Turki Alalshikh's butt pimples. Here we go. Here we go with the butt licking of Turki Alalshikh. Turki Alalshikh did more than a year than other promoters did. Shut the fuck up. He ain't do shit that I never seen before. Turki Alalshikh ain't never do nothing that we never had, that we never seen before. Turki Alalshikh locked down the undisputed. That was good. Turki locked down and undisputed in the light heavyweight division. That was good. All right, Al Heyman locked down Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. Turki Alalshikh locked down Charlo versus Castaño undisputed. Bud versus Spence undisputed. Canelo versus Plant undisputed. I don't want to hear. He never did. Bob Arum locked down Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko. Locked down Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez undisputed. What he did that is different. What he did. What he do? What he do? What he do that is different. If Turki Alalshikh would have came around and said, yo, and put the David Benavidez and Canelo and Canelo Alvarez fight, thank you, Turki. You actually did something that we all wanted as well, especially in this side of the pond. You guys don't respect Turki. You guys respect Turki to shit on Al. That's what it is. That's the game in this community. That's the game. He ain't doing shit. All he did was steal Al Heyman's blueprint. And if Al Heyman ain't shit, Turki is shittier. If Al Heyman good, Turki Alalshikh is good. Because all he did was steal Al Heyman's blueprint. I'm not asking for Bud and Canelo. I'm asking for Benavidez and Canelo. That's what we asked for. I'm not asking you to tell me how you feel about your cousin. No. You put that T.O. and Hitchens. You put a T.O. You put that T.O. in Shakur. That's what you do. All right? I don't want to hear it. Turkey. Nah, it's all about keeping it consistent. If we're gonna praise, let's praise. But we're gonna shit on somebody and then praise them for the same thing that we shit on somebody else. Come on, man. I'll tell you like this, he gonna cripple this sport. Y'all keep on praising, he gonna cripple this sport. I've heard all these years, oh, yo, Al Heyman is overpaying these fighters, yo. Watch, these fighters are going to be spoiled, man. Watch. And then, but this, at the Tigre could do the same thing. Yo, Turki Alalshikh is the bag. Turki Alalshikh is the money. Yo, he's dope. He's real. He's great. You guys was getting mad at Al Heyman for paying fighters. You guys got mad at Al Heyman for paying fighters. Y'all was haters. Y'all was pocket watching fighters saying, yo, he giving the Charlos too much money. Yo, he giving Errol Spence too much money, man. Yo, he giving Leo Santa Cruz, Mike Garcia, Adrian Broner, Keith Thurman. He giving these guys too much money, man. Yo, nah, man, he shouldn't get these money. Y'all was haters. But Turki Alalshikh, oh, he could give $20 million to Ryan Garcia to face Rolly Romero. Usted no tiene problema con eso. $10 million to Devin Haney to fight Jose Ramirez. Y'all don't cry about that. Oh, Turki's the man. Exactly. Then clown the UFC for underpaying. Thank you, bro. These are corny people in this community, bro. I think there's a boxing community and then there's a YouTube community that act like is part of the boxing community, but no, this is the YouTube is just it's weird. It's just weird. It's weird. It's just weird. Like, it's just weird. I don't know how this Dímelo high, low, dímelo. I don't understand how we hold everybody accountable, but Turki gets a pass. I'm not saying that he's not doing a great job, but when he's giving us something that we don't want or never asked for, a mismatch, you guys get a problem. Don't have a problem with it. If Al Heyman would have we saw Al Heyman put the undisputed Jermell Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez, you guys was mad. Oh, look what he's putting.
Look what he's putting Jermell Charlo and Canelo Alvarez. That's not what we asked for, yo. How he go from they ain't even putting Jamal Charlo. How we go from David Benavidez and putting Jermell Charlo. I told you PBC was never going to put on David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez. If after Canelo in PBC, let's say, fight Charlo, Munguia, and Berlanga, and the next fight would have been Bud Crawford after a Majumdar fight, and Al Heyman would have put that fight, man, 80% of the people in this community would have been scorching Al Heyman. If Al Heyman, PBC, was the one to put Canelo and Bud after Bud wet the bed versus Majumdar, oh my God. Yo, they be trying to find Al Heyman and kidnap him and clip all his fingers and then put alcohol and stuff like that. Can you imagine, folks, if it was Al Heyman to put up Terence Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez after Bud Crawford performed with Majumdar? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? The same channels. Can you imagine? But because it's Turkey, Turkey, you have done so much wonderful things in the sport of boxing. I love you, Turkey. You're the best. I love all your imaginations. I love all your fights. I can't wait to see that. I can't wait. Haney hasn't looked good in 4 of his 5 recent fights. What's the other news? What we got? What we got in the menu? And look. Hey, yo, let me tell you like this, man. They desperately trying to I'm telling you, they disrespecting Canelo Alvarez. One thing that I really don't like about the buildup to this fight and what everybody been subjected to is that they're trying so hard to make Canelo Alvarez look like a heavy bag with arms, just to pump up. This is what it is, and I'm not saying don't give Bud Crawford his just due, his technique, skills, and everything else. But what they're doing is disrespecting and devaluing Canelo Alvarez's skill set to make what everybody knows a mismatch a 50-50 fight. And that's why I don't like the build up to this fight. And people in this community have relationship with these fighters. These people don't want to say they don't want to say the truth about this fight because they think if they say the truth, then Bud Crawford is going to be mad at them, or you fake, or you this, or whatever, and they don't want to lose relationship. If they keep it real that this is a mismatch, then Turki Alalshikh is going to be like, why are you saying that? This is a great fight. Why do you downplaying my fight? Why are you downplaying my event? Do you want to be a part of my event? Why are you doing this? Don't get me the credentials. Get that fuck out of my face. That's the way why these powerful media folks do not want to tell the truth. They want to say, oh, it's a great fight, yo. And look, this is the way that Bud Crawford is going to win it. And this is the way that Bud Crawford is strong. He's a wrestler. And this is the way that Bud Crawford has a technique. He got a better jab. He got a better footwork. He got a better IQ. He got a better punch selection. He know how to adjust better. He know how to this. He does this better. He does this better. And people looking at Canelo Alvarez say, oh, ¿por qué no Canelo Alvarez, pues? They act like Canelo Alvarez is not a crafty technical fighter. They act like Canelo Alvarez is just a heavy bag with arms. Even the Ring Magazine is in it. Because, of course, the Ring Magazine is owned by Turki Alalshikh. They even trying to downplay Canelo Alvarez. I know this. Put it this way. When Canelo, when Shakur Stevenson got dropped from the pound for pound list, he got dropped out of the pound for pound list. That was because how he performed versus Edu de los Santos. Canelo Alvarez get dropped from the pound for pound list. Yo, remember, Canelo Alvarez is top 5 all these years. All these years, Canelo Alvarez was top 5. Even when Canelo Alvarez lost to Dimitri Bivol, still didn't drop. But Canelo Alvarez have his performance, and Jaime Munguia, Edgar Berlanga, they move Canelo Alvarez down. When Josh Taylor has performance versus Catterall, they move Josh Taylor down. Because in the pound for pound list, they also go by performances. They also go by inactivity. But when it comes to Bud Crawford, no. Bud Crawford, this is the new pound for pound list. This is the new pound for pound list. This is the new pound for pound list, ladies and gentlemen. And they put now Shakur Stevenson number 9, right? They got him number 9 because his performance with William Cepeda. They got Canelo Alvarez number 8. They put Junto Nakatani on top of Canelo Alvarez, Jesse Rodriguez on top of Canelo Alvarez, Dimitri Alto Beterbiev stay in the same place, Dimitri Bumuzov, Terence Bud Crawford that haven't fought since last year versus Mazhumov, and struggle with Mazhumov. Why hasn't Bud Crawford got dropped lower? Because of his performances, knowing that Ring Magazine also go by performance, lack of performances. Terence Crawford no se mueve de ahí. Terence Crawford no se mueve, but look, Canelo Alvarez, he's almost out the pound for pound list. You could say. David Benavidez is just two slot lower than Canelo Alvarez. Don't look at Canelo Alvarez ha hecho. He's number 8. I've been saying this for a while, bro. They are devaluing Canelo Alvarez so much to make this mismatch a 50-50 fight. That's why they don't want to say how good and crafty Canelo Alvarez is. They don't want to explain to you how Canelo Alvarez is a break you down fighter, not a knockout. He's not a knockout artist. He's a break you down fighter, break you down, paralyzes you. He will punch the hips. He will punch your elbow. He will punch your bicep. He will punch your arm. He will punch your face. He will put anything he sees, Canelo Alvarez takes. Anything that he sees, Canelo Alvarez takes. So by the time the championship rounds come in, you ain't moving. You're not agile. He's seeing your punches better now because now you're aching. Canelo Alvarez is playing with dudes in the ring right now. And if you don't see that, you don't study boxing. Canelo Alvarez is playing with dudes right now. They don't say, oh, well, Terence Bud Crawford is subject to getting hit with the right hand. Hey, yo, ladies and gentlemen, go even watch the David Avanesian fight round 4. I think it was round 4, round 5. If David Avanesian truly was an elite fighter, he would have had a tough time. And I'm not saying Bud Crawford is nice, man. Bud Crawford is great. Bud Crawford is great, but his resume is not overwhelming to me compared to the other legends that they like to compare him with. Half of Floyd Mayweather's resume is already better than Bud's. Half of Floyd Mayweather's resume is better than Bud's. Half of it. Half. I ain't even gonna say the whole resume. Half of Floyd Mayweather's resume is better than Bud Crawford's whole resume. Entire resume. The Pretty Boy Floyd resume is better than Bud Crawford's resume. No, I'm not even going to mention the money made. I'm not even going to put the victories of Cotto and Canelo and Manny Pacquiao. I'm not even going to put those victories. Without those victories, Floyd Mayweather's resume is still better. He don't go down. That's why I don't like the build up to this fight. Ladies and gentlemen, what you feel about this fight? October 18th, breaking news yesterday. Keith Thurman verbal agreement versus Sebastian Fundora. I think this is a great fight. I think there's a great opportunity for Keith Tom Thurman. I think it's a great opportunity also for Fundora to have a name like Keith Tom Thurman, an accomplished fighter. I think that will be the most accomplished fighter that Fundora ever stepping inside the ring with. I think this is what it is with Thurman. I think that every boxing fan, hardcore boxing fan, know who Thurman is. I think they've been frustrated with Thurman's inactivities, injuries throughout the year and stuff like that. He's been the Steve Francis of boxing. No, Mr. Moonshot, the keeper of objectivity in the sport of boxing. This fight right here, I'm gonna tell you like this. I got Keith Thurman winning. Yep, I got Keith Thurman winning. I'm not gonna say that it's an easy fight. It's gonna be competitive. I think that Keith Thurman is gonna be hard for him to find a sparring partner to mimic. For somebody to mimic Sebastian Fundora. He's 6'6", he's lanky, he's an enigma in the division. I don't think that Keith Thurman ever seen nothing like that. But when I look at Sebastian Fundora, who is now just getting used to identifying his range, always had trouble in identifying his range. He always found himself. This is the problem with Sebastian Fundora. That Sebastian Fundora, for the most part, fight to the size of his opponent. And that's why he gets into a firefight with Erickson Lubin and get dropped. That's why he gets to a firefight with Brian Mendoza. You know what I'm saying? That's why he gets all blood. No, he was bloody. Was he bloody a little bit too with the Tim Tszyu, the first fight as well? But of course, he took care of Tim Tszyu in the other fight. We seen Sebastian Fundora get dropped. We seen Sebastian Fundora take a loss. We seen Sebastian Fundora in a very vulnerable state because Sebastian Fundora, even 6'6", now is doing a better job, but for the most part, was not doing a great job in identifying the range. He did not truly take advantage of a 6'6" frame. If Sebastian Fundora, you look at Sebastian Fundora, skill set and height, every fight should be easy for Sebastian Fundora. Most of his fights should be easy. He should be outboxing guys. It should be jab, jab. But the thing is, I never seen that Sebastian Fundora could fight going backwards. And I've seen Sebastian Fundora needed to chase somebody. I don't think that Sebastian Fundora ever been in the ring with somebody with the footwork of Keith Tom Thurman. Keith Tom Thurman is very, very elite off the back foot, could counter off the back foot, very awkward when he throws his combination. And I think that Sebastian Fundora is going to have trouble with a Keith Tom Thurman. Lateral movement, combination punches, body work of Keith Tom Thurman that he does start going to the body and things of that nature to then hit the head. It's going to be a tough fight for Sebastian Fundora. I would not be surprised if Keith Tom Thurman beats Sebastian Fundora. But yes, Sebastian is getting more and more dangerous because of what I just said. Sebastian Fundora is he's starting to identify his range. But he's starting to identify his range with guys that are standing in front of him. Thurman is not going to stand in front of you. Thurman is going to use that ring. Thurman know how to use that ring. This is what Thurman does. Thurman overwhelms you here. It's not most of an activity and how you say it, high volume punching. His movement, his feints, his herky jerk, feints, move, footwork, lateral movement. That's what's going to get Fundora second guessing himself. And if he's not going to establish identify the range and the jab, I haven't seen Fundora really fight backwards and be effective. I haven't seen Fundora truly cut the ring off with a guy like a Thurman one thing about Thurman moves to set traps. It's not like how Devin Haney moves or like how other fighters move, like if they're moving a lot. He sets traps. Thurman still moves like that. I think he's still gonna move like that, even with his layoff. Look how he was moving with Mario Barrios. I know Mario Barrios, but what I'm saying, even in his layoff, even when he's rusty, he could still move. Teal wouldn't have been any of these options if he beat Devin, but he definitely would be 9 or 10 pound for pound. So that means, I think with this, then, if you feel like that, then you know what? it wasn't a big fight. Then it would have been, it wasn't a big fight. So I don't think that people should even get mad that, not too mad. They shouldn't be that frustrated. Black said, Tio wouldn't have been any of the options of the poll. If he beat Devin, he definitely would have been 9 and 10. Oh, so that was a high fight. Nothing big. Nothing big. If that's not even gonna move you to the 10 pound for pound, beating Devin Haney. Oh, all right. So that wasn't even a big fight for you. Good. Thurman don't have the miles he should anyway. He don't got wear and tear. He don't got a lot of wear and tear. So he said, Walter said, we know who Thurman is, but be honest, he doesn't deserve a shot. That fight makes 0 sense. Shut up. Shut up. Why Thurman doesn't deserve a shot? Why not? You think a guy like Thurman goes in back of the line? Nope. You think Earl Spence goes in back of the line? Nope. You think guys that accomplish goes in back of the line? Nope. Danny Garcia had a layoff. He fight Lara. They don't go into the back of the line. They already have a career, a prestige career. They reign as champions. They don't go into the back of the line. Thurman has the power and style to upset Fundora. Facts. Facts. I don't think that I mean, both of these guys have never been in the ring with nothing like that. That's why I think people get the misconception. Oh, Thurman doesn't deserve a shot. Man, please. None of these guys have done anything more significant. When people does something significant, then they question something. Fundora just beat Tim Tszyu. That's his victory. Tim Tszyu. He didn't beat Charlo. Fundora can't say to Thurman, oh man, you got to do something special. Like, who you? As a matter of fact, you got the opportunity because I got injured. If Thurman never got injured, you'll be beltless right now. Your claim to fame is Tim Tszyu. But yeah, that's what y'all feel about this fight. I was saying I was so hype about the potential Ennis versus Josh Kelly, and people saying, hell no, bro. Hell no, not that Josh Kelly fight. I was so hype about Boots versus Tio. Oh, hell no, man. Hey, Boots is wasting his time. What does Tio have to offer to fight Boots? And now you got Boots versus Lima. Thank you. This fight is for all you mother effers that were downplaying the Boots and Tio. The Boots, the Boots and the Boots Tio, other fights, the Boots and Josh Kelly. Now you get Lima. Toma eso, estúpido. Oh, I actually did. This is what I want for the. Let me see. Did I do the thumbnail? Oh no, not a thumbnail. I said I would like to see, when it comes to this, I like October 18th, Thurman versus Fundora, Erickson Lubin versus Bakram. What was the other one that I chose? There was another one. There was another fight. Oh, it's right here. Oh, man, I got to charge my phone. What was the other fight that I chose? Oh, and Demetrius Andre versus Jamal Charlo. What y'all like about that? What y'all like about that potential card? October 18th. Thurman versus Fundora. Demetrius Andre versus Jamal Charlo. Erickson Lubin versus Bakram. October 18th. Amazon Prime. PBC. What you like about that card? What you like about that card? Thurman Fundora. Demetrius Andre versus Jamal Charlo and Lubin and Bakram. Woo! Now that's a call right there. That's a call right there. Let's go, PBC TGB. Let's go. Make that call. And how much you want to bet that people still be complaining? That call, man. Demetrius Andre and Charlo, like they watched that. Yeah. But if Turkey makes that card, y'all be licking his ass. Mira. That's a good call, but not pay-per-view. Eso pay-per-view. Paga ya, Texas. Paga eso ya. That's a pay-per-view call for me. Yo lo pago. Pagan. Diablo, ustedes son cheap ustedes. Paga eso ya. Think it's not a pay-per-view. Eso es bueno para pagar. ¿Qué? Dice ni que no pay-per-view. No, paga eso ya. ¿Qué? Eso es Thurman and Fundora. Andre and Charlo. And Lubin y Bakram. It's not pay-per-view. ¿Qué? No pay-per-view. Yo pago por eso, man. Coño, usted no quiere que these fighters make money, no nada. He said Martinez and M. Billy is going to be entertaining to watch. That card is aight. That card is aight. I don't find that card like anything like, oh wow. The Canelo, what is it? Canelo, Bud, M. Billy, Lester, and what's the other one? What's the other fight? It's Lester and Billy, and what's the other fight? That card is aight to me. He said that card is trash. That card is aight to me. I don't find it like, oh my God. See, the thing is, y'all looking at the name Canelo and Bud, but I don't look at that matchup like I look at that as a glorified exhibition. I look at that as a mismatch. Vargas Jr. and Wash, right? That card is aight, bro. And that card is not no stadium card, bro. He said Canelo and Crawford undercard is decent. I don't think that the whole entire card is great matchups. I don't consider Canelo and Bud a great matchup. I consider it how you say, two high-profile fighters going at one another. But that's why I don't look at that as like, oh my God, it's something that I'm climbing for. I don't know. It don't do nothing to me. It don't hype me up. Like Canelo and Bud doesn't hype me up not one bit. I'm trying, like, to be honest, I be trying to hype up even for the channel. I'm trying to hype it up. I'm going to do the live. I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? Of course, I want to be hyped because y'all hyped about it. But to be honest, for me, I'm not hype about that matchup. He said, Punch, tell Tio to hop to see what's going on. I think Tio's on vacation. I think Tio already spoke. I don't think that Tio could say anything right now until there's something that's, I like the news that there could be a potential Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez. Hopefully there could be a Richardson Hitchens and Teofimo Lopez. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, I think now at this point, people are not going to give him the benefit of the doubt to anything what he says until he gets that. Watch, look, right now, a lot of people want to downplay and want to be frustrated with Tio. But y'all know in the sport of boxing, it only takes one fight, because, and it only takes one announcement as well. Because just like the announcement of Devin Haney and Brian Oman Jr., he was the laughing stock of the sport of boxing, and now everybody respects him. So all Teofimo Lopez announced a fight with Shakur Stevenson, and we're going to look at what was a tougher fight, Shakur versus Tio or Tio versus Haney. At the end of the day, Tio, in my opinion, Shakur is a tougher fight, is a better fight and a tougher fight than the Tio and Haney. Which I think. What's a better fight for y'all? Teo Haney or Teo Shakur right now? If you had to pick one fight right now, what would be a better fight? Canelo is close of leaving top 10 than number 1 pound for pound. That's crazy. That's crazy. And he's been active. Has Canelo ever been inactive? Even when he had hand surgery, he was never out for a year, right? Teo Shakur. Man, I don't know anymore. I got Teo Shakur because the performance with Shakur and Cepeda and Teo versus Barbosa, I'm a guy that likes momentum. I'm a person that likes momentum. Teo watches both of them. I got Teo beating both of them. Teo versus Shakur. Teo Kerr nice. Yeah. So think about this. If Teo announces that he fights Shakur, everybody gonna be back to the respect level. You know, in boxing is everybody is emotional too. Yo, fuck that shit, man. Damn, Teo, man. Damn, Teo. Fuck that shit, man. You ain't shit, man. Teo. Hey, yo, announcement. They send the press release. Teo will be fighting Shakur Stevenson in December. Yo, that's a good fight, yo. Yo, get like yo, Teo, man. Damn, man. Damn, Shakur. Damn. Hell, not Chino. I'm not. He said I'm tired. I'm not tired of no. I feel like, you know, that the only thing is that Teo now is not giving me no bragging rights when it comes to the Teo situation and Devin Haney. So I got no bragging rights. I can't say when people want to come to my channel and be like, yo, see your boy, man, Doug Devin. I can't say nothing. It is what it is. I got to stay quiet now. I got to humble myself now. What happened to your boy in the Devin Haney? You've been talking about that fight for years. You've been saying that Devin Haney beat Duck and Teo. I can't say shit. Teo versus Shakur could be a chess match. Facts. Like, instead of this fight, like, I ain't even talking about this fight. This is August 16th. It should have been, this was going to be in the Teo and Devin Haney card. We supposed to be talking about Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevens, not Moses and White. I haven't even dialed into that fight. I don't even think I'm going to waste my Saturday for that fight, to be honest. I don't think Teo will fight Shakur no time soon. See, and that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing, how this situation has messed up the momentum or even believing what's going to be next. I don't think that Teo will fight Shakur no time soon. I hope he proves me wrong. See, now people are not even believing in his word. That's how bad not fighting that Devin Haney opportunity was. It really, it took the energy out of everybody, supporters and shit like that. Now we got to sit and wait. Salute. But yeah, man. Not too much to further talk about. Hopefully we get some better news. Hopefully we go more in depth with the Thurman and Fundora and a potential card. Everybody subscribe to the channel. Y'all already know, man. Quick live. Curb beats. Quick live. I got Teo beating Shakur. I got Teo beating Shakur, Devin Haney. I got Teo beating Tank. I got Teo beating Shakur. I got Teo beating Haney. I got Teo in 140 and 100 and guys moving up to the 135. I got Teo winning all of it. I got Teo beating Brian Norman. I got Teo if he moves to 147. I think that Teofimo. I think it will be, to be honest, I think the 147 pound division is easier than 140. I think, to be honest, the guy that's going to give Teofimo Lopez the ultimate challenge, in my opinion, the ultimate challenge will be Gary Antoine Russell at 140. Gary Antoine Russell, in my opinion, will be the ultimate challenge to Teofimo Lopez. I'm not gonna say that he's not gonna have any challenges. I'm saying the ultimate challenge that I think is gonna truly, if Teo at his best, I think the guy that's still gonna give him the challenge while Teo at his best is Gary Antoine Russell. That's my opinion. At 140, Gary Antoine Russell. Gary Antoine Russell is the biggest challenge for Teofimo Lopez, in my opinion. Not Hitchens, not Matias, Gary Antoine Russell. Gary Antoine Russell is the biggest challenge for Teo at 140. And the easier fight for Teofimo Lopez at 140 is Matias. The easiest fight for Teo at 140 is Matias. Second, the toughest from the easiest is Gary Antoine Russell, Richardson, Hitchens, and Matias. Matias just gonna beat. He's gonna play around with Matias. Yo, mark my words. Teo, by the time the 6th and 5th round comes, he's gonna be playing around with Matias. He's gonna be showboating. He's gonna be touching his ankle with his glove and doing what he was doing with Josh Taylor. Teo's gonna play around with that guy, bro, like a little toy, bro. No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that Teo's gonna beat Shakur easily. I said I easily picked Teofimo Lopez to beat all of them, but I think Shakur is a challenge. I think Shakur will be a challenge for Teo. I think that's a fight. 115, 113 will go to a decision. I think Teo was fast enough to really tag Shakur. I think Shakur wouldn't fight Teo like he did William Cepeda. I think he would get on probably his bike too. But it'll be a tough fight. It'll be a tough technical fight. Matias don't get shit. He acting big. Teo gonna humble that dude easily. Easily, bro. Easily. Teo beats Matias easy. Salute. Well, other fights we're looking forward to, man. This 2025 fourth quarter is gonna be it ain't gonna be all that, bro. Because there's no fight that's gonna elevate. Like David Benavidez beating Anthony Yarde. I got David Benavidez stopping Anthony Yarde. I don't gotta do a full prediction on it. I got Devin Haney edging a win with Brian Oman Jr. I got ain't no fight that's to be honest, I love the news when I heard the Thurman and Fundora. I like this fight. And I think they put that if they put Erickson Lubin versus Bakram on the card, I think it'll be one of the best cards. I'm very happy for it. I hope it truly come to fruition. Fundora versus Thurman is gonna be lit. Can you imagine how Thurman is gonna be talking in the press conference? Because I'm gonna tell you like this: Thurman has a way of promoting and getting on his opponent's mind during press conferences. If Thurman goes in on Fundora, because I don't think that nobody ever diss how Fundora looks. Imagine he calls him a nerd and start really devaluing how he look and all that stuff. I think that Thurman could how you say flustered Fundora. I think he could really get him under his skin if Thurman wants him promo. Norman getting outboxed. I got Norman outbox. I got Devin Haney outboxing Norman. He said Bang Boogie Boxing said Teo has 1 KO and last. He won't last 8 rounds. You don't even believe in that. Stop lying to yourself. Stop being a troll. Motherfucker, Matias got no fucking skills. He just comes forward, bro. He's just overwhelming. He fights. He don't even box. He don't even give a damn if he gets hit. He's an entertaining fighter. He's in there with a technical fighter like a Teofimo Lopez that got an IQ. Easy work. For a counterpuncher, that's like feeding candy to a baby. Matias will get timed by Teo all day long. I think that would be one of the easiest fights for Teo. Mark my words. That would be one of the easiest. That would be easy. It's going to be so easy. Jasmine said Bang should create a Matias boxing channel. You know what's funny, Jasmine? That when they lost to Liam Paro, these Bam Bam Bigelow dudes didn't come to my channel to talk about Matias. Yo, tell Jackie, all these dudes disappeared. I never heard the Matias name ever again when he lost to Liam Paro. Never, ever. Even when Matias fought his last fight before the last one in a baseball field. These guys never. You know how, Jasmine, do you know how many? There was Puerto Rican channels that they shut their channel down. They deactivated their channels because these channels used to do videos about me and diss me. I couldn't even find them anymore. They deactivated the whole channel. That's how embarrassed they was when Matias lost to Liam Paro. But now they want to come over here because he did to Puello, right? He beat Puello, right? In a close fight. Now he can't. Now Teofimo Lopez can't pass 8 rounds with Matias. These guys are funny. Stop it, man. Stop. You know why I look at these fake fans? Because we all know that Matias never had fans before this. Punch is. I know. It's you, Shy. I can see the picture. But I thought that you wanted to call yourself for your name. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you change your name. I don't want to go after a nickname. I want people to call me by how my mama and my daddy called me. Yo, these people disappeared. But anyway. Hey, yo. So, there's gonna be two lucky people. I'm gonna give that ticket out soon. Hey, yo, y'all better have y'all what was it? Is it the 12, 13, 14? 12, 13, 14. Keep that date open. Keep that date open. Who in here is planning to go to the Bud Crawford Canelo Alvarez fight? Who out here is planning to go to the Canelo Alvarez Bud Crawford fight? Who out here is planning to go to the Canelo Alvarez Bud Crawford fight? Chiva said me. I'm gonna be in Vegas for my birthday and weekend. Okay. What tickets, Punch? Put me on game. I'm just now hearing about this giveaway though. Hold on. Put it up. Hold on. Take this thing out. Tickets giveaway. Lucky subscriber. Lucky member. Lucky member. Ticket, air flight, and hotel. Brought to you by Charles Edward Gasol. Yeah. We see Fight Fury Films here. We see Shy in the building. We see Jackie in the building. Let me see where the supporters at. Where the supporters at? Let me see. Let me see. Suck in the building. High, low, demon low. But where the members? Where the members at, man? I don't see members. Where the members at? But yo, tomorrow we back at it. Tomorrow we back at it. Or later on. It's still early, but I gotta do a couple of things, man. I gotta eat, man. I'm real hungry. So we out here. Love y'all. God bless. And on to the next.